Right now, we will be talking about the factors responsible for what is happening in the society these days, which is called the japa syndrome in Nigeria.
So that japa.
Now, this 2023, and yet the japa syndrome is still trending in Nigeria like an emerging epidemic or pandemic rather. Now, pathetically, the Nigerian japa situation is expanding. A recent survey from the Nigerian Social Cohesion Survey revealed that 7 out of 10 Nigerians are willing to relocate to other countries for various reasons, with a good number of them recording success. Fatima, you're among those 10, because it says 10 out of 7, so that means you're 1 out of 2 of us here.
Did I travel?
No, they said considering,
I have actually been considering that for a couple of years, but
See,
then I
it's
love
all here.
Nigeria.
I knew there was something
leave,
behind it. All right, so today there is still the increasing rate of an emerging urge to leave Nigeria by the old and the young, which is true. It has no age limit and all. So it was discovered that owing to bad governance, unemployment, unfavorable working conditions, insecurity in Nigeria, among other factors, the youth, professionals and skilled workers in Nigeria resort to seeking for greener pastures in foreign countries. But it also comes with consequences. Example of Canada saying that they have seen a larger number of immigrants coming into their country, of migration. So right now, they are upping the proof of fund money from $10,000 to $20,000. Yes, this is the money that you need to have in your account before you even travel, say, for example, for school purpose, because they want to make sure that you'll be able to take care of yourself when you get to the other side of the world. You're able to pay for your school fees. At least you need to have 1 year tuition fees. You need to have money for house rent for at least a year before you find a job. So now they're upping it to $20,000, which is another huge amount. And I'm sure they're trying to make it in a way that it would remove people's mind from coming to their country, but I don't think that is going to work.
But Nigerians are stubborn. They will still find a way to go, because I swear, there were stories, if you remember, I think a couple of months back, I think we spoke about, what's actually making Nigerians to leave the country when the whole situation started. And there were families that actually sold their properties, their lands, just to see that they, travel out to, see greener pasture and all, and then it didn't work. They were scammed.
Yeah.
So you can...
that works with the agent. I knew someone who explained
that's
to
the
say
point,
that you
always
need to just make your research yourself in order not
before
to
you,
for the scamming.
But then sometimes, they look so real that you can't even differentiate the fake and the real, even in, when it comes to the agent as well. Someone could just come and convince you that he's an agent. He could show you, some work that he has done for people and what have you, and then you fall for it because it will look so real.
It's always safer if you have someone there, a sister, a brother, so you can easily relocate and stay there. But then, the fear now is back to our society, how this is affecting us. First of all, when you look at other countries, a lot of countries are trying to dissuade migrations, immigrants to come into their country. We also saw the British, and we're talking about the UK, taking also a bold step of trying to make sure that people are limiting in numbers when coming to their country. And one of the things that they say, or 2 things that they said that they always allow to come in, is the caregivers. Yes, if you're coming for caregivers, they still need a lot of that, and the health workers. So that comes down to how a lot of health workers in our country are now leaving the country to other parts of the world where they are much needed, much paid, much respected, much honored. And then they have that a lot of the infrastructures, the things that they need in order to make their work easier. But then in Nigeria, earlier this week, we had a conversation about how this japa syndrome is affecting our health sector. But then it's not only the health sector now, it's affecting almost every part of our lives. You go to places and then professionals now are living.
Because it doesn't really have to be health, because so people, didn't you just say people traveling for school? So it's not just about health. People are just traveling because they want a better life. They want to, run away from the insecurities, the economic hardship. There are a whole lot of things that's making them to run. But then, you can still, make it here. if you
One of the things that's always scary about the making it here is the insecurity. There is always that fear. People are struggling to make it. There are people that don't even
but
they
Sumaya,
they
there's
don't even want
insecurity
to
everywhere
travel.
in the whole world. There's always insecurity.
No, no,
Look,
that
so
that is not an excuse. Our insecurity
no,
has
I
become
get.
really bad. It
No,
has
okay,
become
so
really
now
bad.
just look at
Whenever
what's
you're
happening
leaving
in
house
Hamas.
party, you're always scared of what could happen. So there is that
So the
fear.
point is everywhere, right? It's just that, because we are
Our
living.
own is becoming too
It's
much.
because you are in the country. Other people in their own country are also feeling the same way. Do you get? Like, they are feeling same way that the situation, the insecurity situation, the kidnappings, the raping, the whatever situation in their countries are also bad as it's not as bad as other countries. That's how you see it. South Africans feel like their situation is worse also. So when you talk to some of them, they will tell you, oh, in South Africa, no, we are suffering. Because I have friends that say that and we're like, oh wow, so what do you want us to say here,
It's
but then
really sad.
it's everywhere at the end of the day.
We just need, the government to do something when it comes to, situations like that. So right now, we are going to open the phone line. You see the number on your screen. You can call us, send us messages on what you think is the reasons why in every about 10 Nigerians, 7 are already considering the fact that they want to leave the country. So what are the factors responsible for the japa syndrome today, and how can we curb this urge of people wanting to
So Maya, where
leave
do you
the
want
country?
to japa to if you have the chance?
Are we good? Funny enough,
You always look for my trouble of the camera. So
one of the I always want to go see the world, but not to stay in a place for the longest time. Yes, I would prefer to
I
come
would
back
actually
home.
would love to go to Ethiopia if I love Ethiopians. I don't know why.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so we would like to hear from you why you think Nigerians leave the country to other countries, to seek greener pastures, to make it big. And then, Sumaya, don't you think in the respect of people trying to make it is why some, the documentary coming up about the kidney theft, even though there are people that actually willingly sell their own kidneys just because they want to make money?
No, it's definitely everybody sells their kidney because they want to make money without knowing the repercussion. I mean, when I hear the stories, the one thing I always say is that if you want to even sell something valuable from your own body, then you should make sure you make nothing less than half a billion, 500, something that would really change your life. But then here we are not advocating for that because it comes with a lot of health, challenges, and there is that thing that it is illegal. So for you even selling your
any
kidney,
part of your
you
organ,
are supposed to be arrested for that. So it is really, really bad. And Trust TV made a documentary that will be aired. Today, later in the day, around 8 p.m. So make sure you stay and catch us on how the experts spoke about that.
Yeah, and to educate yourself and to alert other people as well.
Yes.
And there's a whole lot to be learned, to learn from our documentaries because they are very educative. Yeah, so
it's actually which won us a recognition, from the Leah Award in Katrina. So yes, help us celebrate with us as well on that one. So of course we would like to hear from you about what is happening, what are the factors responsible for the japa syndrome, even though we know some, but it could be that from your own angle there are some things that you have also heard. One of the things that people keep pushing is the working environment, the working system, that it's not favoring them. Sometimes you work for as much as 5-10 years and you have nothing to show for it. But then when you go to other, say, developed countries, there is room for you to, even though you would definitely work, but then you will be able to save something. Which one thing will give kudos to Nigerians is that they are hard workers. A Nigerian can
anywhere they
double
find
shift.
themselves.
Yes,
yeah.
and that's why these developed countries want Africans to even come and do this, the caregiving jobs for them and other jobs, because when it comes to work,
but then let's not forget, in as much as there's the advantage of it, there's always a disadvantage of that also.
Yes.
Because there are some people that actually traveled all in the in the name of trying to make it, and then they lost their lives, or some people were deported back because they went against the policy of the country, or their regulations and what have you. So yeah, that you also have to consider that when you're traveling.
Speaking on deportation, the UK just signed, that's cleverly just signed a treaty with the Rwanda president, the Rwanda government. And one of the treaties is that when the UK now finds you, perhaps you entered illegally to their country, or maybe they just don't want you there, then they can deport you easily and through where? Rwanda. So,
wow.
So if you don't want Rwanda or Hotel Rwanda, then you can find your way back home. So of course there are different there's that fear of deportation, and then you start asking yourself, where do I start from? I sold everything I have back home to go there, and then they're deporting you back to another country where you need to find your way back home again. And there is that fear. We saw Abike Dabiri, in charge of the people in diaspora, also coming out to make videos, making comments on saying that we need to be extra careful when it comes to how we travel abroad without knowing the legal route, or getting proof of fund or any of that. So it is really, really scary when it comes to that kind of situation. And people end up, getting stuck in a country, and before you know it, you are in some kind of asylum, you're in some kind of tent, asking for help, getting bits of food to eat, and you start wondering, how did I get here? So in order for you to even make sure that you're safe, at least here in Nigeria, one thing that blacks and Africans do is that there would always be a family member that can assist you. But when you travel out there, they don't really, believe in that kind of situation. I mean, 18-year-old would be even sent out of her parents' house.
Always be a family member that will assist you.
Exactly. It is the truth, though. There is someone that you can someone would look at you and be like, hey, she needs something, take. But imagine leaving your own country, your own continent.
I don't want to laugh.
To another place out there. Who would help you?
Okay.
Who would? So that
I think
like
but
that
then we
really
are having
sad.
some messages coming in, but then we still want to hear from you. You can call us on the number showing on your screens. We'd really like to hear you tell us why you think Nigerians are leaving the country, and what the government can do to, help the situation. Because like Sumaya, we said, I think increasing salary, handling the insecurity, and, making a better education system for the younger generation to, trust the system. I think these three things, I think is the major thing that I think the government needs to look into, the insecurity, health, education, and then increase salaries of workers so that it can be easy for everyone to access good, afford a good life at the end.
Indeed. The increasing of salaries, price control, or rather the minimum wage on people, even if they are not working in, and if as the civil servants, because sometimes people in other private sectors are also complaining about situations like that. So one thing that definitely would change, one of the things, the major thing, is the salaries and the wages. Minimum wage needs to be upped. A lot of people are working, and it seems as though they're not working at all. So that is why people tend to push and do everything they can, go even in legal routes, just to get out of the country and put themselves in a really sad situation.
We have a caller. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Your name and location, please. Okay, we'll close that call.
I lost that call. Please go ahead, call the number on your screen, and you can send us messages via WhatsApp. That way we can hear from you. Don't forget, as you're sending your messages, you include your name and location so we can hear, we can get to know where you're sending that message from. And also, if you're calling us, please do stay away from your TV set or turn down the volume of your TV. That way we can get to hear from you. What is the factor affecting the japa syndrome?
There's this network issue, even though it's not part of what we are discussing, that has been, a huge is frustrating Nigerians. I think it's like everywhere, because people that you try to reach out to, they will tell you, oh, I just called your number and it's not going. So I think that is also affecting some of the calls.
And businesses also.
Okay, so we have another caller.
Good morning.
Hello.
Yes, good morning. Please reduce the volume of your TV.
Hello.
Please reduce the volume of your TV. We can hear you. So you need to talk to us via the phone, not through the TV. Are you with us? All right, it seems we lost that caller. Please do not call us and you want to hear yourself from through the TV. Please just talk to us via phone because there's always a feedback. So it would get through the TV a bit late. So we need to hear from you. Just call us and talk to us about what is happening. How can we, how can the government help in order to stop this japa syndrome? And a lot of government officials have come out to talk about the worries of how these things is affecting the country. Now, if you go to some hospitals, there are a large number of health workers missing. If you go to
places like Kano, like
exactly, and Lagos. So, and there is that fear. One of the things we keep bragging about is the fact that we have a lot of labor, manpower. And right now, the youth are living in large number. So if the only thing that we are very certain of is slipping right out of our finger, how do we solve other situations? It's really scary and sad situation there. I mean, we hope that, of course, we're able to find situations in order to fix what is happening in our country.
Okay, we have another caller.
All right, we have a caller. Good morning.
Hello?
Yeah, good morning. Your name and location, please.
Yeah, my name is Dominic Pan. I'm speaking from Jos.
Okay, Dominic, thank you for joining us. Go ahead with your thoughts.
Yeah, I think the government should be held responsible for Nigerians leaving the country to get greener pastures in other countries. The reason is that you can imagine the high cost of living in the country today. Most families cannot even afford a meal in a day, not to talk of 3 square meals. And to couple with the insecurity as well. And also the increase in tuition fees of tertiary institutions. The poor can no longer, the government is really encouraging families to send their children to school. But with the hike on tuition fees, how can now parents be able to send their wards to school? Not to talk of feeding the family. Now, the hike in the price of fuel has worsened everything. You can imagine people can no longer transport themselves to work, to their various offices. So I think the government should be responsible for the exit of people from this country to other countries.
So, Dominic, how do you think that the government needs to approach these situations?
Yeah, is to make the cost of living affordable in the country, to reduce the tuition fees of tertiary institutions so that the poor can send their wards to school.
Indeed.
You can imagine that in Canada, Nigerians that are rushing to go to Canada is because if you live in Canada, the school fees of your children is free. The government of Canada will they're responsible for the payment of your children's school fees. The cost of living there is relatively very low. So I think the government should do more to retain Nigerians in the country.
Thank you so much, Dominic, from Jos, the Plateau State capital, for that amazing contribution. I mean, there was a time I heard that where they say when you give birth to a child in Canada, then the government would come to the front of your house in one, city in Canada, and they would put a gift bag in front of your house, welcoming the child, and the child gets free education and all that. So that is one thing that people yearn for, people that would at least ease some burden of them. So there is that fear. And right now, there are other policies that the governments are introducing that even people are even scared of even approaching it. We're talking about something like the student loan. There is that fear. Already they're calling billions on it, and people are wondering, it has not even started, and you're mentioning billions on that one. So people are already skeptical about taking the loan before it even comes, and Nigerians are saying, we don't think we really want this. So situations like this, are things that keep making Nigerians super scared. You know, the lack of transparency between the government and the people, and it's really scary. All right,
Hello.
we have another caller. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, your name and location, please.
My name is Mohammed Kabir. I'm sorry from Kano.
Okay, Mohammed, thank you for joining us from Kano. Go ahead.
Yes. The issue we are speaking about this Nigeria, they are turned away from the country because of the hardship of the country is too much. People are suffering every day by day. To have food to chop is very hard, and transportation. Just imagine now for transport now to travel to one place to another is very difficult. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Mohammed from Kano, for that contribution. I mean, it's like because when the health workers that we had on the show on Daybreak came earlier this week, one of the things they pushed is that they said the government know what to do, but they're not doing it, because the health workers have given all their demands of what they need to the federal government, and there is always that fear of, okay, why are we not doing enough? And even
I think every sector has given the government the demand to what they actually want. Yeah, some may be carried out, some may take time, but that doesn't mean it won't be carried out. You know, I feel we shouldn't judge the government because they are just starting. You know, there are some things that they have to clear on their dexes that they came and met. They can't carry out other taxes just immediately yet.
All right, I would let me speak on behalf of what the people are saying right now. First of all, if you are telling people that you need to, which the president came out and say,
okay, we have another caller. You can continue because it looks like you want to shake the
Good morning. Are you with us? Good morning. Okay, I think we lost that call.
We lost the call.
Are you still with us? All right, we lost that call. All right, so on behalf of the people, what they're saying is that the president, right? There was one video that was trending earlier, I think last October or August, where the president was saying that he knows what Nigerians are going through, and then he's trying to work towards it. But then at this point, there is nothing he can really do. We have to tolerate that. So when you come out to say that we should tolerate that, the pain of what is happening, we expect you to lead us on that tolerance. So right now, Nigerians are furious with the government because what they are seeing is not showing as though you are actually taking that. All right, we have another caller. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, your name and location, please. Please reduce the volume of your TV and talk to us via your phone. All right, I think we would have to let this caller go because we can hear ourselves and we're not hearing him. You cannot wait for our answers through your TV. You need to talk to us through your phone. That way we'll get to hear you on what is happening about the japa syndrome. So as I was saying, one thing, when we keep seeing the budget that the federal governments are making, budgets of saying that the Senate need cars, budgets of saying that there was a large number of people that were taken to the COP28, which was not really needed. Budgets of maybe example of what happened in, we saw Kebbi State giving local, the chairmans about 3 billion for furniture, things like that. Lagos,
Okay,
the fans.
another caller.
All right, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, your name and location, please.
Yeah, my name is Mustafa from local area.
Okay, Al Mustafa from Zaria. Go ahead with your thoughts.
From local, not Zaria.
Oh, I beg your pardon. Okay.
Okay.
Your thoughts, please.
Yeah, my contribution to this program.
Okay.
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Unfortunately, we have this kind of people as a leader in Nigeria. They are not leaders per se, they are rulers. They know the problem of the country, but to fix it has become somehow difficult for them. Not just difficult, but selfish desire make them not to fix all that things. Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead, Al Mustafa.
So
The issue regarding Nigerians leaving the country, also hardship per se, but the insecurity as well. The reason why some people are leaving this country, because I know of somebody who's making any well in a bank, in fact, but he decided to gather 20 million and leave this country because of the trauma and not a neighbor go through when they kidnap his family. Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you. A really sad situation. Go ahead.
So that is the reason why he decided to see how to do his best to leave this country. Insecurity alone is something that is worrisome.
Indeed.
And look at the hardship, the total hardship, and their income is not increasing. I think that is my contribution.
Thank you so much, Al-Mustafa, with that. Your thoughts, of course, on this matter. I mean, I saw someone making comments about this japa syndrome, and the person said on social media that we are leaving our country without holding the leaders accountable. I mean, if you want things to change, then you need to work towards it. Now we're running from our own country. We don't also want to put in the work, but then we want to go to a developed country where people even died in order to make sure the country is better. I mean, we saw people like doing activism in order to push and hold their leaders accountable to make something better. But then we are not doing that. All right, we have another caller. All right, we lost that call. I mean, that is what is happening.
In front page of the Vanguard this morning, we just read out that the citizens to Tinubu that cut cost of governance Nigerians are suffering, So it's also because we still keep going back to the same thing that the government needs to look into the whole situation. Like I said, every country is facing hardship. Every country is facing hardship. Yeah, because we are living here, we could see our own situation as the worst or the baddest case, but then it's everywhere. So you have to stay back, to develop your own country.
You also need to be patriotic on your own part. All right, we have another caller. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, your name and location, please.
Please, it's Mohammed. I'm calling you back from Kano.
Okay, welcome back, Mohammed. Go ahead.
Because the reason why is calling back is now this is the Christmas time to travel to one place to another. How people can travel for this year now? People cannot travel to one place to another for this Christmas because road is very expensive. We don't know how we do it because we need to travel.
It's really sad. I mean, we saw a lot of people coming out to make complaints about, what is happening. I mean, we're also getting your messages on, WhatsApp about the japa syndrome and a lot of things happening. So,
this says is from Leonard from Nasarawa. He said government policies are not in tandem with the reality of life today. Virtually nothing is working in this country. If given opportunity, myself, I will japa. Okay.
I mean, thank you so much, Leonard. I mean, that is the same thing we keep complaining about. Every day, a Nigerian citizen is given a reason to leave the country, which is a really scary situation. We've had experts saying that even us leaving to that, another country is something that definitely will bring revenue to Nigeria, but still, we're losing our own hold on human resources.
We have another caller.
All right. Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning. Yes, good morning. Your name and location, please.
I'm calling you from local.
Okay. What's your name?
Yeah, this is Mohammed.
Okay. Mohammed from Lokoja.
Go ahead with your thoughts.
Yeah. Good morning once again.
Good morning.
The economic system and system of governance in Nigeria is even enough for one to think of leaving the country. But I don't think leaving the country is just the solution. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah, the citizens have to take responsible of some of those things that the leaders are doing, in the sense that if you want a responsive government, you must be a responsive citizen, in the sense that you don't take some peanuts from people and allow them to govern you. Do what they want, because politics is now investment of return, not allowing or putting yourself forward to the people to work for them, or to give particular amenities to people. So oftentimes people just come into politics, they invest huge money, and at the end of the day, you expect them to do well. You don't expect them to do well. The system is so bad that everybody that is yearning to be something is thinking of how to invest money to become leader in Nigeria. Until we as the followers start saying no to whatever you think you're giving us, what is the ideology, or what is the kind of system of leadership you think you want to come give to people? Because as a country, we don't have a philosophy of developmental ideology. The philosophy Nigeria has is a respect for leaders and a respect for culture, and you prophesy whichever faith you so desire.
True.
But there is no any manifesto in our constitution that says Nigeria is supposed to be here at this particular age or at this particular era. So other countries have a developmental ideology that will work for 20 years, that no government will just come and start doing what they feel like. If tinubu leave today, another person come tomorrow, he will come with his own ideology. Even if it's bad for the people, he doesn't care, because he believes he's coming in to put his own water. But until we have a developmental ideology and a structure that says, no, we have to be here, either in terms of technology, in terms of human capital development, in terms of infrastructure, and this type of invention is something we want to be here. And nobody will just come tomorrow and start giving a different era. So this is my own reason. So some of those things that is happening, that people are living in the country. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much, Mohammed, for that amazing call from Lokoja, emphasizing on the fact that we need to hold our leaders accountable. It's not just us. You're also a citizen, so you need to give your own quota. We need to be that patriotism that we keep talking about. It starts from us. So it's not about running from when the heat gets, really hot. You run away from it and leave it. Then who are you leaving back home to fix it for you? So we all need to come and work together into fixing these situations, holding them accountable, and then you doing your own quota. And a typical example is, the Yuletide season, where someone would we all know that, since June there was fuel subsidy, but then all of a sudden the food price hike is increasing more because it is the festive season, and that is an individual thing. So if you as a person can think of doing that, how can you even look at the government and tell them they're not doing their own part? Well, when you as a citizen, you're not doing your own quota, for your own people. So it's really a sad situation. I mean, we have other messages here that of course we need to take a look at.
So this is coming from Galton Ilya from Bauchi. Nothing is working in Nigeria for the common man. Cost of living is just biting hard. No reward for hard working. Taxpayers' money is being used to bomb them. Nobody in Nigeria will tell you the price of any commodity in the market. Salaries are not being shifted to meet up with citizens' need. In fact, the system is not working. What makes the difference dying in the sea and staying in Nigeria and die like a slave? Okay, now Galton is saying a whole lot there, but then...
Thank you so much, Galton, for that message. This is a wake-up call for every citizen out here in Nigeria. We cannot keep running, leaving our country, because true to what the person that made that comment on social media said, it's that we need to fight for our own country, not to go to other people's. All right, we have another caller. All right, we lost that call, and of course, it's time to. I think we've come to the end of this segment here. of hearing from you people. I mean, there is a lot of things happening, but we have to take a stop here. Now, assignment to every Nigerian in Nigeria, we need to find a way to also give back to our society. Let's think, Nigerians are quite smart, so let's think of a way to hold our governments more accountable and also to do our quota in order to make sure that our country grow. That way we'll truly see that the strength or the fight of our heroes that passed, of course, will not go in vain. A really sad situation what's happening in the country. We hope that we find possible solutions to all of what is happening.